Hello, so here we go again with a game between 8 players on IGS where black won, luckily at the end, killing the middle dragon. Otherwise, white would have won this game by a small margin. Well, blunders happen all the time, at any level. So the opening proceeds very normal. High Kakari, which is an old-fashioned start by black, instead of P3, which is the modern style. Then white simply attaches to grab the corner. White of course can also consider a pincer like N3 or any other pincer in this area, or simply play away, go for E17, but nothing wrong to grab the corner at P3. So black blocks, white pulls back, and black was supposed to connect solid O4 or play the hanging connection N4 and then think about the approach at F3 instead of the classic Joseki at J3. So this way black can combine the Joseki and develop a larger moya on the bottom side. So black's idea is to develop faster, playing the f3 first and then continue the Joseki, but if this happens, white can cut right away at o4. The actual move in the game is c6, which is calm and collected, but the way to punish black here is to cut o4. This shape, it's like half of the turtle formation. Turtle formation is when you capture two stones, so white has this kind of shape at the end, but it's still good enough to cut. It's a very thick shape for white, and black usually simply extends here and for n3, white goes up, and then black extends again, either k3, which is kind of flat, or k ma l4. But now white can leave the position like this and defend at c6. So white already kind of punished black, cutting the p4 stone instead of allowing black finish his Joseki. So it's quite urgent for white to cut at o4. So white played calm and black slides. Black should go back to n4 or o4 and then extend j4, j3. So this way it's already slightly better locally for black to have the Joseki and also the f3 c6 exchange in place. Because if black simply plays the Joseki normally, like, wait, let's remove the marks here. So if black finishes the Joseki at j3, white is not going to play c6. White will attack at g3, and this is going to prepare the invasion at m3, so black will jump out. And when white makes this exchange, black will end up gotted, and white can play a big point somewhere else. Now black can also think about playing the solid move, and then extend all the way to f3. It's absolutely fine to finish the Joseki k3, k4, but if black wants to be a little more fancy, he can approach f3 and then extend back to k4. And again, he's hoping for a nice moya on the bottom side. So back to the actual game, black slides, white protects, black extends, and white still has time to cut at o4 to punish black. So when this happens, black usually extends n3, white goes up, and now there's an invasion point at l3, which means black needs another move here, l4 or m4 or maybe m5, but either way, white hits center and can play away. So white had many opportunities to cut o4 and get an early advantage here. Also now, white doesn't have to answer all the time at c3 to finish up the Joseki, but cut immediately at o4. Also black can play away c3, then this exchange will be center, but anyway it's mi for white, so it's fine. And then when black plays n3, white will always go up. And if black doesn't play n3 but Shimari in the top left corner, white is happy to capture another stone. Now white is having a very thick corner and also a lot of potential towards the right side. So there's nothing to complain here. And if white cuts, black extends, white goes up. Black again needs to extend like l4, and then white still has time to come back and protect c3 in center, then play away. So I think it's very important for white to cut o4. It's good to remember this from the bottom fight. Let's go back to the game. Now white played away to r14. If you look all over the board, then we simply discard o4, which was an important move. Uh, for white, it's more important to attack the top left corner because that prevents a shimari, and later decide how to attack the right side. Also, if white still cuts at 0-4, then extends. Now it's big to play r14 and extend back to the right side in order to set up a large moyo. So again, it's really good to play 0-4 first. That's a high priority in Fuseki. So against this move, black decided to pincer, but black can actually defend very calm. Then if white extends back, black should connect 0-4 or n4 to prevent the cut. White will probably play a high move in this case. But anyway, usually white defends and finishes the Joseki at r6, and then black can play another big point like f17 for example. So this position would be very balanced. I would say black is slightly better in this kind of Fuseki. So black pincer right away, being jealous on the potential moya on the right side. White put pressure with a shoulder hit, very good. Here black can think about the push and cut. It will lead to a more complicated fight. But the usual way is to turn R11 and then turn Q12 and simply make life on the right side. Either double up or one space jump. This would be a classic follow-up. So black keeps pushing and slides. Now white decides to go in the sun, but in this case it's more interesting to attack the top two stones from M17 because there's more space for white to extend and develop in the top side. So when black simply comes out, white can extend all the way to E17. Black usually plays Kosumi or Keima, and then white can extend again for a base and take control of the most of the top side. So this would be more profitable. So as a general Fuseki rule, one should always focus on playing first in the most open place on the board. So black pushes here, that shows fighting spirit. Black can also separate in order to threaten the stones on the right side and start chasing them, and then attack with a move like Q7. So all these white stones on the right side become floating in this kind of situation. But it's also fine for black to block at Q17. Now usually here white plays the hanging connection and then black will Atari once instante and extend away at L17 or K17. Playing this S17 instead of S18, it's also fine. So when this happens, if black plays the Han at R18, white doesn't necessarily need to block. So white can get tempo like this and play away, and only when black pushes again in the corner threatening to capture the 3 stones, white will play another move to defend, either like this or this way. So black doesn't need to play R18 immediately, but it's quite important for black to extend to L17 or K17. Otherwise it's too nice for white to attack at M17. So black played away R6, but it's not that important because these 3 stones in the corner, they are still alive. White finally cuts, that's a good decision. But actually here white can just slide and then push along, because now the cut doesn't seem to be so important as it's not going to build too much for white on the right side. White is facing R6 group already, so the outside thickness seems to be completely reduced. But if white pushes several times like this, the corner is much stronger and white keeps center to attack the top group. This should be a priority now. Just take the key point at M17, black has to come out and white extends in the top Kakari, the top left corner. Anyway, cut where you can cut, so finally white came to this point. Now for black it's still better to extend, because when white goes up, black has the freedom to choose what to play next. He doesn't necessarily need to play N4. He can play L4 or he can play away and, well, accept the invasion and then fight. But playing the attack like this, white will go up and then black has to come back. Well, luckily the shape is pretty good. because the extension of J3 is at the right distance from entry stones, but still white can just play away now. So white can either attack M17 or attack E17. White decides to capture that stone, the P4, but this way white ends in Gote. So I capture with a lot of effort 5 stones to take that P4. I mean all these moves here just to surround the P4 stone. That's why it's not so effective anymore to cut. So here black did another move on the right side at R8, but this was not necessary. So if black simply protects the top, let's say L70, which is proper, when white goes R8, black can protect. If white hane, cut, connect, and connect again. So nothing happens. And if white covers again, then black is simply sente and plays another big point somewhere else. So this is a way for black to take the initiative. So here white has sente and plays on the left side. Left side is also very big, but as a direction of play, it's still good for white to attack the top left corner from E17 or E16, because that's the direction for black to take the Shimari. So when white plays the approach on the left side, black should simply enclose the corner. If white extends back to D10, black plays another move at K17 and controls the top side. Now black immediately invaded C11, but this is no need, because when black plays the Shimari in the top left corner and white extends D10, black can still slide later on at B13 to reduce the left side. So this way white had time to attack the top. Well, white can consider E16 to be more connected to D13. Playing this move in the local carry, in this case black can go Kosumi D15, so now white is not able to connect his stones on the left side. Now when white extends in the top, black can simply connect under the C13, so D13 is kind of punished here. So black played the attach. In this case this helps white. Black links under and white extends for a base. That's a good decision. White can still go all the way to M17 because this is threatening to surround those stones in the top. So when black plays in the top a pincer like this or like this, white immediately surrounds, and now it's tough for black to escape with those guys. So normally black has to come out and then white extends back towards the top in order to increase the territory while attacking. So white played a proper extension, 3 space jump from the top, which is also fine. But this also allows black enough space to extend and fix the top right group. So white missed an opportunity here to punish black in the top right. Now playing this D16, it's a bit too early. It's usually a center move for white, and white can also play C14, then C15, and then cover D16 in order to get more potential in the top. Then attach L16, pull back, even clamp one time, and jump in the middle. Maybe that's a bit too far. So like this, white gains a lot of potential towards the center, but black is also very strong on the left side. So white should consider other moves. For example, white doesn't have to play in the top right now and approach K5. And then with this K5 move, white is trying to get into the bottom side at K3. So black usually protects L4. Then white continues H4 and attach F3. This is a combination of forcing moves where black either no-B or plays the wedge. But after white plays these few forcing moves here, white keeps Sente and then attaches on the left side. Now on the left side, white has the ability to attach B14 and cut. So when black simply plays no B here, C10, white can use B14. And the whole point of playing B14 is to sacrifice one stone and cut the stones on the left side. So this is a bit better than simply playing D16 to force black into a solid formation. It's good to keep this kind of agi available for later in the game. Now if white plays like this, black got stronger, and well, the agi around b14 is still available, but white never use it. This bump it's playable but also a bit questionable. Still better to play L16 locally. If black pulls back, then the bump to build more. If black plays the Hane, either pull back or Nobi up, and then Nobi again to grow the center territory. So back to the original game. Bump, black naturally goes up, and white jumps to expand more. That's a good idea. Now black is trying to reduce that top and separate white stones. White jumps again. Now here is natural for white to play an attached d11, leaning on the stones on the left side, and in the meantime separate the g13 from afar. If black simply Hane, white will Nobi, then black has to deal with the cutting point, so either Nobi or hanging connection here, but then white got strong enough to surround the middle stone, and this way white just builds more in the center, well actually top towards the middle. So white jumps, black jumps too, and white extends on the left side. This is a pretty large point, but then black connects his stones. Black can actually play one space jump, but Keima works too. So white plays away. Here white can play a Keima, threatening to reduce the top, and when black defends, either Nobi or jump again to get stronger in that area. So this way white can hope for more points in the center. Black is trying to reduce. Now black can connect to the top or right side, so white should play something like n15 to prevent the connection to the top. Then black has to connect to the right, but then white can push and wedge once. This is giving up bait to damage the top this way. This can be actually quite dangerous for black. Well, white gets some profit in center and lowers the top territory for black. So this way white still wants to keep connected in the center, even if he doesn't gain so much locally. This is a good move, keep the corner safe. And black connects. White connects too. Now the 3 stones on the right side are a little bit in danger, but they are not so big. Yeah, it's natural to jump out. This push is a good move by black because he's trying to expand the bottom side and also prepare some Atari center on the right side. So if white simply plays away, like h4 and then f4, black can continue with Atari, Atari again, and then separate the stones on the right side. So white defends with a Hane and extend. That's fine. Then black should extend the bottom side by playing f5. This way black can build more on the bottom side, going for a box. Well, simply playing j6 is not going to build that much. So white found a move to reduce, that's very good. Also black's block, it's natural. The turn is fine too. Well, here it's difficult to enclose too much in the middle, so if white simply plays Keima like this, black can reduce from the left side. And if white plays from the center, black can jump in at L8. Also black can push from the right, so the center is not going to be too large. Okay, black reduces like that. Well, white can block n10. If black plays the wedge, white has double Atari here and capture, or Atari from the right side and connect. Now here, when black Atari connect, Hane go out, then black connects, white cuts, or if black connects like this, white cuts the other way. This is pretty much forced. And if black plays the other Atari, then, oops, sorry, white has to protect here, then black captures one stone, white takes a stone in center and plays away. Well, Nobi to get a few extra points in the middle, or simply try other moves. I still like the attach on the left side. So let's go back to the actual game. A very solid defense this way, but black can get into the center more. This attempt to cut it's not so great. Normally, white should push at e13, then turn d12, then attach b14. And now, when black pulls back, white can connect c15. When black cuts, white can simply clamp again. Now, if black wants to separate, white will capture and black is still disconnected. And if black captures one stone, white connects, and the stones in the middle are in trouble for black next. So like this, black simply pushes through. Then white didn't gain much with that exchange. White can connect with a hanging connection here. That's a misclick, my bad. In the top, white can simply play g17 or consider the Kosumi h16. So when black pushes, white will block. Because playing this tsuke, black can hane, then white has to go down and black connects. So white still got to play g17, which is possible to play right away. And it doesn't give black more forcey moves. This descent is good. And it was center too. Also very big to play c2. This is a move that it's worth about 18 points. Because if black pushes there, the whole corner situation will change. And black also defended, so white can play away again. Now for white it's actually pretty big to cover at e4 to keep g5 connected. s4 is not necessarily center. Yeah, black didn't have to block right away. Black can separate the center either by playing like this and pull back to reduce more, or attach f5 and extend. And here white needs to play more moves to stay safe. So if I simply plays s6, black can ignore this move again. He's already alive on the right side. Kosumi here, it's a fine option. And if black simply pushes and accepts the Atari, it's not such a big minus on the right. So this was a gote move for black. Then white descends again. Actually for white locally it's better to play o2 and connect, and later have n1 in center. So when black plays away, white can continue here in center. Playing just p2, if black blocks, then o1 is not going to be center, but also p1 is not center for black. But black has center at t4 next. This is a pretty large point. Well, again, white has to consider hane and connect, because this kind of move prepares the attach, the clamp at n18. So this way, black should add another move to stay safe. And then descend r18 in center. If black plays away, for example r18 and connect, white is very happy to clamp at n18. So when black resists, white will go up and go up again, then capture some stones. So if black cuts here, just take. If black protects, white protects, and now black is in huge trouble. Connecting under here is so painful. Besides, white can cut and kill everything. So black doesn't even have time to save those guys. Black needs to play Atari and connect, and then white will capture the tail. So white wins big like this. So when white simply plays the empty triangle, it's center for now, but it doesn't destroy so much in the top, and also it doesn't build so much for white in the top area. Therefore, in this case, it's better to consider L18 and connect. Expands the white's territory more and shrinks black's territory. Okay, that was all center. Good idea to jump in the middle, but black can still attach and destroy a few points here, which he just did. Now before defending here, white can play d3. This is a center exchange. Black has to connect, and now white can consider tenuki instead of b2. For example, play on the left side, because even if black captures one stone, this is only worth 5 points. So this stage there are still bigger moves than 5 points, or white can even fight the ko to take the corner back. But anyway, it's a good idea to play the exchange at d3 first, because sometimes people just get greedy, they cut, and then they lose more points in the corner. This is just a straight capture for white. That was a good center move for black on the left side. Now here, white can consider the cover at c10. So if black cuts, white has a double Atari, black captures, Atari again, black connects, and white takes. So now all those black stones die inside the left, and the group in the middle is separated too. So when white plays c10, black needs to protect at b10. He doesn't have time to cut. Now we gotta check if this cut is really a problem for black. For white. Let's suppose white defends in the middle. So when black cuts, white goes out, Atari go out, Atari go out. Then black has normally an option to play the net, but in this case white will just connect, so it doesn't work. Therefore black needs to push again with Atari, then Atari again, then push again, and white is all connected, so nothing really happens. Even if black tries to use the edge in the center, white has enough liberties to fight here. So when black connects, black doesn't have a way to approach from the inside, because he will put himself in Atari all the time. So if something like this happens, black can actually is just losing more points. So in conclusion, white doesn't have to protect as a reflex at b7 or b8. Instead, this is a -1 point. White should always read if he needs another move like b8. So in this case, it's better to play c10 and e10 to build more points in the middle and skip the defense at b8. This should become a good habit from now. Otherwise, it's just -1 point, because in general, it's important to defend that way. So the game proceeds with normal endgame moves. So far, white is fine. Maybe better to connect like this. Even if black captures one stone in the middle, it's not such a big deal. Well, here white should take back the ko because it's Atari. So when black plays Atari from behind, take, Atari connect, black connects, white no b, the center exchange, push one time, hard decision for black. And then all those white stones are connected, and white should also no be here. So like this, white wins by a pretty comfortable margin. So let's see what happened in the game. Black got another stone. Well, here white can go out, and then when black tries to capture, white will take one stone. When black connects, white can escape. Black pushes, white goes down, and then protect. But this can be a little bit dangerous too. Okay, so a better decision for white to give up that stone, but at least no b h16 to build more in the top, and then force black at another move. Yeah, that's important for the safety of the top. Now saving one stone is really not so much, it's just a 2 points move. Better play here Sente than Hanen connecting the top. This is worth like 6-7 points. So push in Sente, push again, Atari connect. And this is the place where white didn't pay attention. Black can always push at n14 and false DI, so white should just protect this. Now, even if black cuts in the middle and white doesn't have enough cotres to fight the ko and stay connected, white can make life locally. Hane connect. Connecting solid is fine too, because white has enough space for 2 eyes. Playing the hanging connection leaves cotrets. Now black should push first to force the eye and then cut in order to kill the group, but this is still a call. Here white had to play Kosumi to stay connected to the right side. And here push again to connect to the right, or go back and make twice. And this is the last chance for white to stay alive by playing n14. This is 5 points life in the middle, and it's enough to win the game. So we have a 1 point push, another 1 point push, all these center moves by white. Then white plays a gote move, and black doesn't even have to answer there, just kill the center and seal the deal. This is threatening a snapback, so it's fine for black to defend. Take another ko to make eye shape, but here black can kill by playing ko threats. So Atari, if white takes the ko, black captures the middle, white connects, but black wins the game. And if white answers, black just connects, and now the group is dead. So black connected, and white had another chance to connect solid and win the game. But white plays Atari, plays away, and boom. Now black finally noticed that he can kill the center, and this Atari is actually no need. Black can just play away, because the group is still dead. White is not going to make an eye at 013 anyway, that's a false eye. Probably black was just excited about killing, and he added another move to be sure it's a declaration of victory move. Anyway, this was supposed to be white's game all along. Enjoy the review.